What it do, man? It's your boy Battle Truth. Welcome to another episode of Prison Story Behind the Walls, My Life. So, I'm finally in prison now, and I'm trying to get used to the hang of things, right? So, I end up having to go out and meet the board. Finally get to make it to the board. But it's too late at this time because they didn't already got a hold of smoke, already put hands on the smoke on his way to get transferred out of the prison to make it to Taylorville to be in a safer place with one of the brothers from my team who holding it down for the prison in Taylorville named Chris Bradford. Yeah, it was Chris Bradford. So I go to the board. We got to go to the board anyway. When all the new brothers come in, you got to get put on count. That means it's like a census. You know what I'm saying? So every time a new brother come in, you have to present yourself. You have to show that you know who you are. You just can't come in, saying like, I'm a gangster or I'm this and that. Like, oh, come on board. No, you got to be proven. You have to know your literature. You have to know your history. You know what I'm saying? Things like that, So I make it to the board, and people already know who I am based off my brother's reputation. And they just let me know how much of a outstanding, that's the word they use to show declaration of my brother and what he did for the streets and what he did for the nation, the mob. So they just let me know how much of a outstanding member he was and how, he did a lot for the organization and a lot for the mob. And for the most part, because of that, I was given love immediately out the gate, even though I was like probably the youngest dude in prison at this time. So after meeting the board, some of the gangsters decide they want to play ball. So they call out to me like, hey, G, you play ball? I'm like, yeah, I play ball. And like, you okay, man, come on. Come play ball with us. I said, bet. So we was going to run a full court, but we was short a couple players. A lot of people didn't want to play. It was real hot outside. So then one of the guys called out to a transgender dude named Michelle. Like, hey, Michelle. This transgender was like 6'5", something like that. About 6'5", maybe 6'6" at the most. Michelle. I'm looking like, Michelle. Then a transgender dude come on. Like, you want to run full court with us? Michelle like, yeah, I play. So they like, you on the other people team. So then they all choosing who they gonna hold. Then they tell me, you hold Michelle. I'm like, huh? They're like, you hold Michelle. The punk wanna talk to me like, he can't hold me. Y'all know I'm finna serve that dude. I'm like, man, I ain't finna play this, man. He like, come on, man, play, man. Man, you ain't gay. You ain't got to worry about it, man. Just play, man. Come on, man. It's prison, man. Make some use of your time. I said, all right, man. Just because I wanted to, impress the G's. I do it. So we playing. Every time the ball come to me, the punk all up on me. I'm like, man, back up, man. He like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm playing ball. I'm like, I throw the ball to somebody else. You get what I'm saying? They throw me back the ball. Punk all up on me again. I throw the ball away. They throw me back the ball. I'm like, hey, time, man. Like, what y'all on, man? Like, man, play the ball, man. We just play. All right, man. We get back to playing ball again. The punk trying to put me in the post. He calling for the ball. Like, I'm distancing myself from the punk. You know what I'm saying? He calling for the ball and putting one hand out, trying to distance me off, like, and calling for the ball. They call for the ball. The punk call for the ball. He get the ball. Soon the punk get the ball. He tooting his booty out, trying to post me up like, yeah, come on. I'm back up off of him. He score. They're like, man, hold him, G, man. Don't let him score on you like that. I'm like, man, whatever. Go back down. Pass the ball. Pass me the ball. I passed the ball back. Punk back up off me. They asked me, I thought you knew how to play ball. I do. I'm not finna play ball out here with this dude, man. And he got long nails. You know, I'm real scared. I don't want his sweat getting on me. I don't want him accidentally accidentally scratching me. I don't want him touching me at all. I'm just keeping it real. So every time the ball comes, it's like hot potato. But the punk be right up on it. Soon I get the ball, he run up. Like, man, get up out my face, man. Real talk. So he get the ball. They steady giving him the ball in the post. He taking me to the bucket every time. I'm letting him. They telling me, man, you don't know how to play ball. Why you say you know how to play ball? Man, you letting him do you, man. Say he gonna get, look, let me tell you something. He gonna get 50 points out here. I ain't holding this man at all. He can score on me anytime he want to. And I'm talking about every time the punk get the ball, he asking for the ball in the post, trying to put me in the post and poking his booty out, like trying to back me up, like I move right out the way. He got a clear lane to the basket. But what's funny is they mad at me for letting him score, but don't nobody want to trade. I'm like, okay, then you hold him. I'll hold your man, you hold mine. Like, no, hold your man, listen. Like, man, listen, please. I ain't trying to hit that stuff, man. I ain't going for that. So then what happened is, after this happened, they asking me, you gonna run it back? No, I'm gone. I don't feel like playing. I walk away. But I'm noticing in this prison now, at this time, they let them get away with everything. A lot of these homosexuals, they would buy Kool-Aid packs and they'll whip the Kool-Aid up and put it on their lips like lipstick. Do they cheeks? I'm talking about with Kool-Aid, like real Kool-Aid, like making themselves try to look like real girls. The Michelle dude came over, man. This dude got a James Harden beard. And at that time, they actually let them buy barrettes. He got real barrettes in his hair, like Shirley Temple or somebody like that. So he got the barrettes in his hair. Man, skinny as I don't know what. Like he about to fall over at any minute. Man, I ain't holding this dude. I don't want this dude near me. I don't want this dude by me. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these dudes, that's why I see people don't understand. Let me tell you something about prison. Prison ain't what it used to be in the 80s. And I can't even say 80s. Let's just say 70s. If it was the 80s, it probably had to be the early 80s, but not the mid 80s. Prison ain't the same as it used to be back in the days. where God probably was getting raped and things like that. But in this day and age, it's so open that I don't, it's like it's so open, rape is unheard of. Rape is unheard of when you got it full of guys who willingly want to give it up and really want to do it, and like it's for nothing. Let me tell you something that made me mad one day. This made me so mad one day. When I was in the, dang, I'm telling this story ahead of time, man. I ain't even got to this part yet. Because this is the second time I get arrested and go to prison. I'm still on the first time. But since we on the subject, I'm going to talk about it anyway. By the time I get to that, it'll be fresh for y'all again. The second time I got locked up on my way to prison. At this time, I'm 27. This story I'm telling y'all now, when I was locked up, the basketball thing now, I was 18. This story I'm telling you now, just because it's on this topic, I was 27, so I'm in the county. And this dude come in, a transgender dude, but he was young, somewhere like about 18 years old. He was like 18 years old. So, you know, he come in, usually when you come in, they strip you of everything, you know, and put you on your county suit. So when he come in from being arrested, he still got his weave in his hair. You know what I'm saying? So soon he come in, they already knowing he like a transgender, right? So, but he a little young dude. At this time, I ain't know how old the brother was or nothing like that. But as time started going on in the county, I'm noticing he basically was prostituting himself for like honey buns and noodles and chips. Like having sex with guys for this, right? So I didn't know this at the time. I'm just seeing a young brother, and I decide to go over there and try to talk to the young brother, you know, to try to talk him out of living that type of life and getting his mind right while he was locked up in whatever case he was fighting. You know, I'm just trying to help brothers. You get what I'm saying? So as he go about doing what he doing, I come to find he started prostituting himself. But I was mad because he was like 18 years old, because I remember when I was like talking to him and things and trying to, you know, help the young brother out, he told me he was like 18 years old. And I was like, man, he young, man. And all I could see is he 18 years old and like a full-blown transgender. And I'm just thinking like, man, how old was he when somebody was taking advantage of him and hurting him type stuff, you know? So I'm like, that ain't cool. And that's how I was talking to him, just letting him know. Because I just look at things like that, like, dang, if he a full-blown homosexual right now, he only 18, how long this been going on? Because it take you a minute to come out of the closet like that. You get what I'm saying? For him to be full-blown out of the closet, the contacts, weave, you get what I'm saying? Like, and you only 18? So I think about people may have been taking advantage of him, like raping him or molesting him type stuff. So that's why I took it upon myself to try to talk to the young brother, man, because again, my thing is hoping I can help somebody to better them at this point in my life, you know, back then at that time. So after I got through talking to the guy, he doing what he doing, you know. Then I just started hearing amongst the county, you know, throughout the county, like, yeah, you know, they having sex with the little dude, man, for chips and honey buns. And I'm like, for real, man? They're like, yeah, man, these overgrown niggas in here having sex with that boy. I'm like, and then I'm seeing the dude, you know, chips and honey buns and stuff. I was so mad, man. That bothered me real, real bad, man. I got so heated, man. Because there was all type of guys having sex with this young boy. He 18 years old, man. And it was dudes like, it was just like this one Hispanic dude. He was like, had to be like about in his late 50s, close to late 50s or 60. I'm like, then there was a couple more other guys acting like they was gangsters and thugs. I couldn't stand them dudes, man. So I ended up just one day in the day room just lashing out. Like, man, you do some straight up frauds, man. You do some, I just get to go and have, y'all sitting up here having sex with this dude. This dude, 18 years old. Y'all old as hell, man. Y'all can't talk to the dude. Y'all ain't trying to better this person, man. You know what I'm saying? If he needs something to eat or needed something to eat, why y'all just can't get a man something to eat? Why y'all, you know what I'm saying? Got the dude changing sexual favors for chili and soup and, you know, I'm just snapping crazy. You know, I'm just snapping. I'm talking about the whole day room. The officers like telling me like, you know, basically like, Malachi, hey, calm that noise down. You're going to have to lock up. You're going to have to lock up. I'm like, man, these dudes some straight up frauds. These dudes some straight up cowards, some sucker dudes, man. Some straight up undercover fun boy. I'm talking about, I'm letting them have it. You know? But I couldn't do nothing, man, because that's something that dude wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? I just was mad about it, man, because I looked at it like they taking advantage of this little brother, man, because ain't nobody in his family sending him nothing. He ain't got no money on his books. So he hungry. So he decide, you know, he decide he want to sell his body to basically get by, things like that, you know. And it's sad, man. Stuff like that, just terrible, man. Terrible, terrible. Things like that going on all over the world, man. You know. It is what it is, though, man. It's your boy Battle Truth, man. Thanks for watching another episode of Prison Behind Bars. This get deeper and deeper and deeper. Because what I need to explain is, coming up, how we had to push for the streets. And what I mean about the push for the streets is this. So my brother called it for the G's in the state that we was locked up in. And in calling it for the G's, it was two worlds going on at once. The prison world and the street world. On the streets, my brother had built up a reputation so big that he got a lot of guys on his team up under him willing to kill for him. Just like that, snap of a finger. Then you have the prison who errant to the streets. They're aware of certain things, but not the fullness thereof. And you got the older gang leaders who, with the rank and position, trying to keep control of the streets that they losing. And because they trying to keep control of the streets in which they losing, they find themselves desperately trying to get back control by making guys in the prison leaders to go back out when they finna get released, to keep them connected, you know what I'm saying? But the problem is these guys now getting out in the name of certain big shots and, you know, leaders, saying that the leader gave them certain territory and blocks that the other people ain't willing to bend and give in to, especially guys who ain't been in prison, don't know what the hell's going on, and all they know is the streets. They don't care about no prison shots, no prison rules, who said this, who said that. That only matters when you in prison to them. And what happened is, it was a push to try to get my brother removed so that they could stay somehow connected. And in the process, this would be the building of war on the brinks, in which I, for the most part, had like a green light on me in prison because they knew that was my brother. And my brother wasn't so easily ready to gracefully bow out and allow somebody else to come in and take over what he was building. And this would lead into problems that would bring out not only in the prison, but also on the streets.